If you love cucumbers and spicy food, you came to the right place today. I'm going to show you how to make Oi-Sobagi. This is a classic cucumber pickle dish that is commonly enjoyed during summer months. And I'm going to show you two ways of making this, the traditional recipe as well as vegan recipe. It is crunchy, spicy, and super addictive. 여러분 참 맛있습니다. Hi everyone, this is Helen and welcome to Modern Pepper. 안녕하세요, Modern Pepper의 헬렌입니다. For those of you that are new to Modern Pepper channel offers instructional Korean cooking lessons for authentic Korean recipes as well as Korean fusion recipes. So please do consider subscribing. 맛있는 한식 요리와 한식 퓨전 요리를 여러분들과 영어로 함께 하겠습니다. 구독 버튼 꼭 눌러주세요. Today we are making a small batch using 6 Kirby cucumbers. So while our cucumbers are resting in the salt bath water, we are going to discuss fish sauce. This is called 멸치 액젓. The bottle on my left is a new bottle, and as you can see through the fish sauce, the bottle on my right is an old bottle and it's dark and murky and you can't see through it. That means it's time for you to get a new bottle of fish sauce. If you use the dark murky fish sauce to make kimchi or other dishes, I guarantee you that it will alter the taste of your food or your kimchi for the worse. So get a new bottle when your fish sauce looks this dark and murky. And for my vegan friends, make sure to check out my vegan kimchi video, which includes how to make your vegan fish sauce, which is this, and also salt brine seaweed that we're gonna use in place of salt brine shrimp. So the only thing for this is there's a little bit of sediment at the bottom, so make sure you shake it before you use it. That's it. It's been 2 hours, so our cucumbers are now ready. Oh, it smells so refreshing. That refreshing smell of cucumbers, really, really nice. So now we're gonna get these guys washed. It's very important to let your washed cucumbers drain naturally for about a good 10 minutes. So while this is draining, now we could get started on making our spicy paste for Oi-Sobagi. some garlic chives. This is a must. Now, if you can't get garlic chives because you just don't live in an area where you could get it, you could certainly use green onions, scallions. For garlic chives, I would use about 3 sprigs of these garlic chives for each Kirby cucumber. Now, I know some of you are also asking, do you have to use Kirby cucumbers? I highly recommend it. My other choice would be using Korean cucumbers, which are so good. You could also use Persian cucumbers. That would be my third choice. All right, so now it's time to taste before we stuff our cucumbers with our stuffing. The traditional one we're gonna taste first. Oh, it's so good. The tomatoes add this like fresh layer of sweetness, but also watery taste. Oh, it's so good. And again, you have to use tomatoes that are super ripe, super sweet. Using another set of chopsticks, we're gonna taste the vegan version. This is really good too. Oi-Sobagi is not meant to be sweet at all. The sweetness will come later as it ferments. And we also added the red onions. And as the red onions ferment, it'll get even sweeter. Now, at this point, if you want it saltier, add more fish sauce. And for the vegan one, add a little bit of the vegan fish sauce and a little bit more of the salt brine seaweed. Okay, the fermentation is very, very personal. For some families, when they make Oisobagi, they eat it within 24 hours or for dinner, and then they discard the rest because they only want it super fresh. And for some, 3 days, 5 days, a week, or maybe even 2 weeks. But this is unlike your Napa Cabbage Kimchi where you could ferment it for weeks and months. This is usually made during summer, and which means that your kitchen's hot and everything's hot, so it will turn real fast. So if you want to sort of, push the fermentation process on this, let it hang out on your kitchen counter for a couple hours. At most, I would go half a day. Maybe I would leave it out for 12 hours at most. But I would not leave this out for days on your kitchen counter. That's a no-no in my opinion. Otherwise, store it in the refrigerator, and you could also just let it slowly ferment. For me, I love it at a week later. For my husband, he likes it at like day 10 or 2 weeks later. And I made another one a week ago so we could taste it. So we're gonna first start with the one that we just made together. I would always use scissors to cut it. Oh, this is gonna be so good. I love cucumbers. I mean, who doesn't, right? If you didn't like cucumbers, you wouldn't be watching this anyway. 여러분, 참 맛있습니다. 참 행복합니다. It is so good. It's just the right amount of saltiness for me. You have to make this. This is pretty simple to make, right? Now let's cut the one that we made a week ago. Bon appetit. It's really good too. The one we made today is just bursting with extra crunchiness, and the refreshing taste of fresh cucumbers is just so nice. The one that's been fermenting has a different taste. It is not as fresh tasting, obviously, but because it's been fermenting for a week, the spices are well blended together, and the cucumbers taste kind of watery, but still very crunchy. All right, now we have to taste our vegan one. This is so refreshing. It tastes completely different from the traditional Oisobagi that's made with fish sauce and 새우젓, salt brine baby shrimp. This tastes a lot more refreshing and super clean aftertaste. I don't know, they're all good. That's a big problem. I'm gonna have to eat it all. Now I have to share something else. This is the container of the Oisobagi that we made a week ago. This juice you don't waste. You just enjoy it. Oh, it's so good. It tastes totally different from kimchi juice. It's much lighter, it's refreshing, and it's slightly sweet. Oh, it's really good. Now, I'm gonna share my favorite way of eating this. You get a bowl of rice, a glass of water, and you pour. Now, if you've never had warm Korean rice with a glass of cold water, you must try it. It is so good. So I will make a spoonful, put my Oisobagi on top, and then this combination, don't knock it until you try it. It is so good. It's just hitting the spot. On a hot day, you don't even need to cook, nothing. You just need rice, water, and Oisobagi, and it's like, ta-da! Yes, I am a little obsessed with eating Korean food this way. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching today's video, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click on that thumbs up icon. 여러분 오늘 재밌게 보셨으면 꼭 좋아하는 버튼 눌러주세요. 감사합니다. Okay, so I will see you in one of these kimchi videos that you see right here.